Hello and welcome back to V8 Tech Works. So today we are starting now to look at our front end, and specifically we are going to start with the admin side here. So you can see here in our diagram, let's go back to our diagrams. You can see that we have already worked for our backend. We have already worked on our backend. Also we have worked on our database. And also in the last video, we completed working on our background services. So if you haven't gone through the other videos, kindly make sure that you go through the other videos so that we'll be on the same page. So in today's video, we are going to start on the admin side here. And what I want to do is to cancel this part for the admin. That means that we are going to start working on our admin. And then finally, we are going to work on our front end here, where the user will be able to log in and see their parcel status and do many other things. So let us start working on the admin side here. And the other thing is that in the last video, when we were trying to push our code, we were getting an error, and this is because I noticed that we were making mistake when we were pushing the code. So I want to show you what we were doing here. You can see this command here, git commit, and then -m here. You can see I open it using this single quotation mark, and then I closed using this double quotation marks. So right now I want to just make sure that I correct that. And if you can check here, I had already corrected it. So you can see I used double quotation in both ends. So if you have made this mistake, please make sure that you correct this mistake. So now after I did that, you can see up here that I were able to add these files. And now the other thing that I need to do is to check the branches first of all before I push. And right here you can see we are on this branch that is called background services. So now what I can do is I can do git push and then origin, and then now background services here. So this is background services like that. And then now I will be able to push now the code. So let me add my passphrase like that, and then I'll be able to push my code now. And right now it won't tell me that everything is up to date. So you can see now we have pushed the code. So if I come here to my GitHub, let me just do that. If I come here and then reload, come here to the project, actually repo, sorry. So I need to come here to repo, and then here I can be able to see this full stack parcel delivery system. So if I load like that, you'll be able to see that here background services had recent pushed 27 seconds. So I'm going to compare and pull request, and right now also you can see that I'm going to show you that later on. So if I create pull request here and then wait for it to check for compatibility, you can see here checking for ability to merge. So I'm going to merge pull request and then confirm. And then after that, we can go to the insight. Up here, you can go to insights and then go back here to the networks, and you'll be able to see how we are creating our project. So right here, you'll be able to see all the branches that we are going to have and how we are merging to our master branch here. So the other thing that I want to show you is that when you come here to full stack parcel delivery system, you can be able to see now we have our backend and the background services here. So you can see even if in our project we have these other two folders here, for example for this admin here, you can see it is empty, and also this is front end here is empty. That's why you cannot be able to see them here, because it's as if in a GitHub it doesn't add the empty folders. That is it. So the other thing that I want to do is now to make sure that we can be able to now to start creating our project using React. So another thing before I forget is that I have noticed that 80% of those people who are watching my YouTube channel haven't subscribed, and I would like to kindly please urge you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also like this video. Turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So now let's get into the tutorial and start creating the React application. Now when we are creating React application, and especially nowadays, we have tools that makes our work easier, and one of those tools is Vite. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to look here for Vite. I'm going to look for Vite React. So I can be able to type Vite React, and also here I want to use Tailwind CSS. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click this Tailwind CSS, and then .com/docs, and then guide Vite here. So Vite is very important when you are creating a React application, because it makes your work easier. So what we are going to do here is to make sure that we use Vite and also Tailwind CSS to create our application. If you haven't used Tailwind, don't worry, it is very easy. So we are going to go through Tailwind CSS slowly, and I'm going to show you how to configure it. So here you can be able to see that all the commands that you need to create your project using Vite, and also down here you can be able to see how to install Tailwind CSS and also to configure Tailwind CSS. So let's do that. So here in my code here, inside here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete this admin folder here, because I want to create it while I'm creating the project. So move to the recycle bin like that, and then here now, because I'm already inside, actually let me use this one here, because this is inside now the project. So what we are going to do is that first of all, I'm going to copy this here. This is the first command here. So I'm going to copy it, and then here I'm going to make sure that I add it here. But now I'm going to make sure that here I name it to admin, so to make it very nice. So here you can see npm create Vite and at latest, and then admin -- template, and then React. So let me try and add this. So you see how easy it is to create application using Vite. So let us wait, and then after this, now you can see I can it is asking me if the package name should be admin. I will say enter, and then here you can see the instruction that they are giving us. But now for us, I'm going to follow this. So cd into the project. So cd into the project admin like that. And right now I want also to show you something. If you check here, you can be able to see there are folders and files that has been added here. You can see there's folders that has been folders like public and srs scsrc, so or source. And now let's continue also. If you are using create React application, it would be a very heinous task, or it will be a very tiresome task. So now here we're going to now be able to create or to install Tailwind CSS. So I'm going to copy this like that, and then I'm going also to make sure that I add it here like that. So let it install Tailwind CSS. After that, now we can init now the Tailwind CSS here also. And also you'll be able to see here the configuration for our Tailwind CSS. It is very easy. So let's do that. So you can see right now here that our it is installing. So we can just pause for a while, and then just wait until this installation of Tailwind is complete. Now you can see that that we have already now or installed the Tailwind CSS. So I'm going to paste the other command here for Tailwind init -p, and then here also we can proceed and see other things that we should do to configure CSS or Tailwind CSS. So here you can see we need to look for this file here that is called tailwind.config.js, and then add these 2 lines of code here. And then let me first of all make sure that also I cross everything inside here, because these are the files from our background services. And now I'm also going to cross background services folder, and then inside here now in our admin I can be able to look for this tailwind.config.js, and here also I can push this down because I want us to have a space where we can work in. And then here you can see this one is empty, but in our instruction here we are being asked to add these two commands here. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it inside here like that. So I'm going also to format this like that, and you can see that's the only thing that you need to do here. The other thing that also you need to do in our instruction here is to come into index.css here. So I'm going to copy here these two commands or these three lines of code, and this one should be added at index.css. So I'm going to look for that file here, and it is inside this source folder. And then here you can be able to see index.css, and inside here what you can do is that I can come up here and make sure that I add these two lines of code here, and then I can save this. The other thing is now the easiest thing now is and the last thing is to come up here and now make sure that we run this application. So I'm going to copy this, and the other thing is that I'm going to make sure that I'm creating a terminal here, and this where I'm going to navigate to my admin folder, and then I'm going to make sure that I npm run dev here. So after this, now this will be able you'll be able to see now the application here, and because we have already application that is running on port 71 or 5173, our application automatically will be assigned a port 5174. So I'm going to follow this link like that, and then you'll be able to see our application right here. So it is opening our application. So I can also close this guide here. So if you want to make sure that you follow what I have done, and you can just come here to this documentation in this website tailwindcss.com/docs/guide and then /vite. You'll be able to see this guide here. So want us to close that, and now we want to create our application, this admin here, to just look like we want to create this one here to just look like this admin dashboard. You can see this admin dashboard, how it looks like, how beautiful it is. So here also we have Vite plus React here. So let's do that. And when you click here on this button here, you'll be able to see that is incrementing this counter. So let's do that. Let me first of all make sure that our Tailwind first of all is working. Our Tailwind CSS is working. So I'm going to push this down like that, and then I'm going to get into where we have this code. So this is a boilerplate code that is showing us this part here. So I'm going to make sure that I delete everything inside here like that, and then I'm going also to remove this. I'm going to remove unnecessary things here. So everything that is inside here, and then this one application will be empty. So format the code, and then if I save this, then come back here, you'll be able to see that this one is just an empty application. So inside here now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a head one tag. So here I can just say admin. Let me just say hello admin like that, and then let us save this. And when I come back here now, you can be able to see hello admin. One of the things that also you need to notice is that we have like a default margin and padding. So I'm going to come back here, and there are some things that I want to remove. For example, I want to remove everything that is down here like that. Also, I'm going to remove this styling in our index.css. So I want to remove these buttons here, also the heading here like that, and then the only thing that we are going to be left with is this body here. And here also I'm going to remove this, and then I'm going to add padding of 0. So padding is 0 here, and also the margin is 0. So also I want to remove this a tag here, and then let me see, I think this is okay. First of all, right now I'm going to just, or maybe let me just remove it here like that. Let me remove it, and then here we are going to just have this body, and then we have specified here that our margin should be 0 and the padding should be 0. So when we go back to our code here, you can see like our background here, our background color is white. And also the other thing that I want to do is to make sure that my Tailwind CSS is working. So I'm going back to app.js to .jsx, and here I can be able to use Tailwind. So for example, here I can add here class name, and then I can say something like text and then 3xl like that. So this is just Tailwind CSS, and this is like increasing the font size of the text. So if I save this and then come back, you'll be able to see that it's working, because you can see the font size has been increased. So that is it. So now let's go back into my index here, because I want to use a specific background color. So I'm going to add a background color here. Let me do that. Okay, let me just go back to, I had this code. So what I'm going to do is to copy this or cut it, and then I'm going to remove this route. So this background color, I'm going to specify it here. So let me do that, and also format the code here, save this, and then when I come back now to my application, you can be able to see that we have this hello admin, and then our background color here has been, or is a different background color. So it's just like this background color here. So also the other thing that I can do now here is for example, I want to specify the let's say the color of the text. I can do text and then white, or even I can do something like green, and also I can add something like a variation 500 or something of the sort. So here I can specify like that, and then here you'd be able to see like it is changing. So hello admin. So now the other thing that I want to do is to make sure that I create maybe the things like the components and also the pages that we are going to need in our application. So here inside the source folder here, I'm going to create another folder that is called components like that, and also I'm going to add another folder that is called pages like that. So here in our pages we are going to have different pages, and here in our components we are going to have different components. So let's do that. So here in our components we need to have a navbar. So here we are going to have navbar.jsx like that, and inside here I can do rfce like that, and then we are going to be able to create a component like that. So as easy as that. So if you are not able to use rfce, then you make sure that you have added a plugin here that is called I think it's React ES7. So React ES7, something of the sort. Yes, so this one ES7. So this ES7 plus React. So you can make sure that you add this, you install this extension, so that you can be able to use RFCE and then create component in an easier manner. So also I'm going to close this tailwind here, and then let me go back here into my code now. So the other thing that I'm going to create in our components here is our footer. So here let's add a footer here .jsx here like that. So and then also here we can be able to create a menu. So first of all, let me also do create a component inside this footer. So rfce like that, and also I'm going to remove this like that. So here we are going to have now a menu. So menu will be like a sidebar. So let me do that, menu dot JXX, like that. And here I can do RFCE like that. I'm going to remove this like that, and then here let me save this. So now after this, now we can be able now to also add pages that we are going to have. And there is something that I have remembered before we go further. This we need to create another here in our branches. So let me just go back here in our folder, and here if we check here now, we are still working on a branch for background services, and yet we need to work on our another branch that is called admin. So let me first of all create a branch that is called admin, because this is where we are going to work in our application in our admin side. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to switch to that branch. So git checkout admin like that. And then if I do now git branch here, you can see that we are working on this branch that is called admin, and that's because we are working on our admin dashboard right now. So now the other thing that I'm going to do is to specify the pages that you are going to need. So in our pages, we are going to have the first page here that will be home. So let me create home here. So home.jxx like that. So RFCE like that. I'm going to remove this because I don't want to use it right now. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to close this. Also, I'm going to make sure that here I have another page. So this page here, I can add a login page. So .jxx like that. And then here I can use RFCE and then remove this like that. So let me specify another page also. So we have another page now, that the page we are going to add here is a new parcel. So where we are going to add a parcel. So this is new parcel.jxx like that. And then here also I can just create the component RFCE, and then you can be able to see this one here. So let me do that, and I'm going to close this also, and also this one. So we are inside these pages. So here the other one that we can make sure that we create is new user. So we can create a new user. So this is new user dot jxx like that. And let me also create a component here like that, and then remove this. And then also I'm going to save here. So now we can have another pages, because here remember we need to have different pages. So for example, we need to have another page that is called, that will be called parcel, that is going to show only one the details of one parcel .jxx like that. So here I can say RFCE. So let me create another page now, and then the other two pages now. So here we are going to have another page that is called parcels, where we are going to display all parcels, and this is where we are going to have data rich table. So like that. So RFCE, RFCE like that. And then here you can see we have specified now the page now. So I'm going to save this, and then the other thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to have the last page, and this page here is called users. So let me create it. So users, where we are going to display all of our users. So JX edu RFCE here like that. And then right here now I can be able to remove that, and then now we have different pages. But now remember, in our application we don't have any other way of showing these pages. So we only just have this part here that we are coding, or this page that we are coding here, the or this page that is called app.jsx, you can see this is the only page that we can be able to view right now, and this is because we don't have a way to show other pages. So here, if we try to go, for example, to something like parcels like that, you will be able to see that you cannot be able to access that page. You are still being redirected to this hello admin, and this is because we don't have a way to tell our application which pages to show when we go to different routes, and we can do that using React Router DOM. So let's look at React Router DOM. So React Router DOM, you can see it here, and we can see how to use it. So this is React Router DOM version 6, and then here you can be able to see getting started. You can see maybe something like, you can come here, tutorial, and how to do that. You can be able to see how to use it. So I'm going to show you how to use it while I'm creating the application, so that you can be able to see different pages. So let me come here and in my application, and let me open another terminal. So I can create a new terminal here, and this terminal will be able to, actually I can select another terminal here. This one has something that is running. So if I come here and then navigate to admin here, like that, inside here now I can be able to do npm install, and then I'm going to install React Router DOM, just like that, React Router DOM, and then it will be installed, now we can be able to use this React Router DOM package to show different pages in our application. So let it install. So you can see it's a very small package, and right now it has finished in uploading or installing it. So I'm going to come up here in this app.jsx. So here I'm going to import now. I'm going to import different things here from, now I'm going to import from React Router DOM. So you can see from React Router DOM, just like that. And then here I can be able to show different things. So first of all, let me remove this like that. So here I want to import different things. The first thing that I want to import is create router or create browser router. So the other thing that I want to get here is router provider, just like that. And then here I can be able to maybe import, I think these are enough actually. So let me create first of all a router. So inside here, in this function, I can just say const router, and then inside here I can be able now to create the router. I can create the router using create browser router, yeah, like that. And then here I can be able now to be able to specify inside here. I'm going to specify the pages that we are going to have, so the paths and the pages to show. So inside here I can be able to add, like for example, like an object here, and then I can specify the path. So I think I'm doing this the wrong way, because here I need to have, this one should be like an array. So let me remove this. So we are going to have an array here, an array of object, and then we can specify, for example, you can see path, and then here we have path. So for example, the path here, you can see we have path, and then we can specify which element we want to show. So for example, we have element here, we can show home, so the home page that we created. So I can just add it like that. I don't think I have auto completion, or let me check if I can auto complete this. So I don't have auto completion. So what I can do is that I can import it direct. So import home, and then I'm going to import it from. So let me check now the folder that we have the home. So I'm going to go up one step and then get into the pages and then home, like that. So here now I can specify, now you can see now we have home, we have specified like when you try to go to this path, here the root path here will be redirected, or we'll be able to see home page here. And what I can do now is that I can now specify, or I can be able to return here. So let me make sure that this is a fragment. Here I'm going to return this router provider here. So this provider here, like that. So let me add it like that, and then here I can be able to specify the router. So the router here, you can see it here, and then I'm going to add this router now. Like this router here, we are going to add it here. So let us save our application and see what is happening. So if I come back to my application here, you can see that this one is telling me that 404 is not found. So let me just reload again. So let me just remove this and then try and reload again. Yeah, you can see now, if you check here, it is not showing very clearly, but you can see home right here. So, and to show it, I can come here to my pages. So my pages, and then inside home here, I can just use Tailwind CSS. I can just say something like text and 2xl, and then something like text and then white, so that we can be able to see that. So if I save that and then come back, you can be able to see now we are specified with home, but now we don't have any other, we cannot be able to show other pages. So for example, if I try to go to the parcels here, we cannot be able to see any other pages. So we need to create that route. So let me come back here, and I can now copy this like that and then add it here down. But now this one we are going to specify as parcels, and then here we can also be able to show that. So parcels. So let me see if I can be able to import it direct, and I cannot be able to auto import it. So here I'm going to import it manually. So I'm going to do parcels, and then this one we are going to import it from dot slash pages, and then dash or slash parcels, like that. And then now, because we have specified the route here, slash parcels here, and then show parcels. So let's see what if we can be able to see now the parcels. So I'll just try and go to parcels. Right now here you can be able to see the parcel. If you want to see the parcel here, let me just come here and add class name like that. Text is 2xl, and then text is white. So text white, like that. If I save that and then come back, you can be able to see. Actually, it is not showing. I don't know why it is not showing. So actually I have done it in the wrong place. So this is in parcel. So let me save this. Or actually I can leave it here like that, and then I'm going to paste it here in the parcels. So let me do that like that, and then here you can see parcels just like that. So let me do the last one. So here if I load, you can be able to see home. Also I can be able to go now to the parcels, and you can be able to see the parcels here. So those are the pages that I'm creating in this part here. So I'm going to close this and also this, and now the other thing that we can be able to do, let me come here, copy this, and then paste it here like that. And then I can be able now to make sure that I add another route, and this one we are going to call it parcel. But this one will be different, because here also we are going to add like a parcel ID, because this one we want to show one parcel page, or a parcel detail page. So like that. So I'm going to import it. So let me import parcel from now the parcel. So let me just import it from the pages here, and then from the parcel like that. So here, this is where we can be able to, let me save this. And then if I save this, we can try and navigate now to the parcel here. So this one I'm going to add as parcel ID like that. So let me try and access that. So to access, now to be able to access this page here that we are calling parcel, so we need to add /parcel and also the ID. So I can just come here and add, let me just add parcel, and then ID here I can add anything now. So now I can add anything like that, and you can see we have parcel. So this is just ID. If you add any other ID like 1, 2, 3 also, it will be able to direct you to this page also. So you can see how easy it is, and for you to be able to create a multi-page application using React Router DOM. But right now there is something that I want to do, and because if you check here, so for example, we have our application here. You can see we are using this menu here on the left side to be able to navigate to different pages or different parts. So you can see here we can be able to go to parcels, we can be able to go to users, and also we can go back to our homes here. This is what I want to create, and also you can see there are things that are not changing. For example, if I click home here, if I go to parcels, you can see we have navbar and also we have footer here. They are not changing. So we need to create this route or layout so that it will be able to create or to have this the navbar and also footer, and then also we have this the navigation or this sidebar that will help us to navigate to different pages. So to create something like this, let us create a layout. So I'm going to come here up and create another something that we are going to call layout. So const and then layout like that, and here we are going to make sure that we can add the layout like that. So this one we are going to call it layout, and this layout here we are going to return. So let me return the layout that we want. So here this is the layout, and then here we can just have a div. So let's have a div here, and then now here I can be able to specify how I want my application to be. So first thing I want to have a navbar. So let me have the navbar here. So I think I cannot be able to auto import it, so I'm going to actually make sure that I import the navbar. So like that, from now the components, you can see the components and then navbar, and then let me also import the menu. So menu from now the components, so components like that, and then slash menu, and then the other thing that I want to import is the footer. So footer, and then I'm going to import the footer here from now the components, and then the footer, like let me just import here footer like that. So here this is where I want to specify the layout here. So the first thing I need to have like is the navbar, and now after navbar also I need to have another div here. So this div here, inside here we need to have a div. So this is another div here, and this inside now this div, this is where I'm going to specify the menu. So we are going to have our menu, and this is the sidebar. This menu is the menu that you can see on this left side here. So this is where we are going to have our menu, and then also inside here we can have another div here, right here. So inside this div, I want to add something that we call outlet. So let me try and import outlet. You can be able to see it here. Outlet is inside now the React Router DOM. You can be able to see it here. we have auto imported it. So we have outlet, and then after that now we can have now the footer. So let's have the footer here, so like that. So this is our layout. So that means that we are going to have the navbar here. It won't change, and also the footer here, it won't change. But also we are going to have the menu here. But now the other thing is that we are going to have everything else down here. So other pages will be displayed here in the outlet. For example, things like all pages, all parcels, or parcel users, all the other pages will be displayed here. But we want to also make sure that we need also to make sure that we do several changes here in our router, so that we can be able to show our layout. So I'm going to remove every other paths here and leave this path and then slash here. And here we can specify now this one here. Rather than having home, we are going to specify layout like that. And then after that we can have children now, and then inside here now we can specify. So let me just specify the paths now. So here the children is just an array now that has the paths now. So you can see the first path here that we have is our parcels. So you can see we specified it will go to parcels. So the other thing that we can be able, actually here we can specify also. And actually let me just leave it like that, and then I'm going to copy it up up here, another path. And this one here we are going to just leave it at a default, or the root here, and then specify this to be home. And then we can have the other parts, for example for the user or for the parcels. So let me add for the users here. So this is for the users. I think I don't have users right now, so I'm going to add parcel, and then slash. Actually it is slash, and then this colon, and then add parcel id. Parcel id, just like that. We are going to have, so let me add here. So let me add also, like let me see the other pages that are specified here. So this one is the parcels. So this one should be the parcel, like that. Also I can have users here, and then here I can specify the users. So let me see if I can import users. So I cannot be able to see how I can import users directly. So here I'm going to import now users from now the pages, or the from components, and now pages, sorry, and then users. You can see users here. So this is how I can be able to make sure that I create my layout. So this layout, let's see how our layout looks like. So if I come back to my application, here is my application. You can be able to see we have our navbar here, we have our menu. So I'm going to make sure that I just come here into my pages. So I have these pages. I'm going to copy this because I need you guys to be able to see. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to add in the footer here. I'm going to add that so that you can be able to see. Save that. You can be able to go to the menu here. I can save it there, and then also I can be able to add it in our navbar here, just like that, and then save. So if I come back here, you can be able to see we have navbar here, we have menu, and then we have parcel. So right now we are showing parcel here, but we need to, let me just go back to my app.jxx, and here this one down here, it should be having home right now, just like that. So this time is showing parcel here because we are specifying this path. So let me just go to this home page here. so that you'll be able to see. So you can see right now, because we are in our home page, you can see we are going to have a navbar, the menu, the home, and then the footer. If I try and go to something like parcels, I want you to notice something. You can see now we have gone from now the home, now we are going to parcels, and the other thing are being left intact. For example, we are not changing the navbar, we are not changing the footer, and also the menu is just there. So now the other thing that I want to do is to make sure that I specify how I want my menu to, or this part to look like. So I want the menu to be on this left side, and then the other pages will be displayed on this other side. So let me do that. So I'm going to come here and under this flex here. So under this part, I'm going to have, let me add here, so class name, and then I can just say flex. So this is like a display flex in CSS. If I do that, let me just show you. So if I do that now, you can see the menu and then the parcels, or even let me just go to the home page. Just like that, you can see the menu and then the home, and that's what. And then if I go to the parcels, you'll be able to see now the parcel have changed here. So the other thing that I want to do here is to make sure that I specify the width that I want my menu to take. So I want my menu to take 20%, like that. And here for the other pages that we are going to display here, it will have a width of let's say 80%, so that it occupy 100%. So if I do that and go back to my application, you'll be able to see now the menu will take like 20%, and then the other pages will take like 80%. So that's what I wanted to show you guys on this video. So I think this video we can end it here, because I feel like it will be a very long video. And also the other thing that I want to add is that remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, also like this video. And in the next video now, we are going to start creating our menu here, and also able to create we are going to be able to create our navbar, our footer, just like what you can see here. We are going to create everything here now, so from the next project. So make sure that you also turn on the notification bell, so that you'd be notified when I upload that video. So have a great day. See you on the next project or the next video.